Hello everyone, it's so good to see you again. Welcome. As you can see, today I'm wearing some slightly different attire other than the headphones. See the little Star Trek insignia. I may have mentioned in the past that I like Star Trek, the original series, quite like The Next Generation, and rather like Deep Space Nine, kind of fond of Enterprise, rather like that internet series that was put out, Star Trek Continues. Yeah, I like Star Trek. That's so good. And so I thought today I'd just show you some of the tricky type things that I have collected. It's not a great collection because my money tends to go on to other things. And a few of them were given to me by my son for Christmas. He's a lovely boy, isn't he? Man, he's a grown-up man. He's 22. So, what should I start off with? I couldn't find everything. I couldn't find my Uhura. And that sounds a bit strange. I couldn't find my Uhura. And my children had broken it anyway. They'd broken my little Uhura figure off the stand. So, not much point showing you that. And I couldn't find my data USB for transferring data. Get it? Data. I thought that was rather cute, so I couldn't find that. I thought that would be rather fun. So here is a little gift from my son. Star Trek Attack Wing, and it comes from a truck driving by. It comes from the Ogla Razik expansion pack, and I haven't opened this yet. Thought it would be nice to keep it in the original packaging. I have tried to keep things in their packaging, but when children go poking around in my wardrobe where I try to hide my things that I don't want them to play with, they see these and they think, yay, toys. It's not good. So I'm not really familiar with this ship. Let's see if I can show you close up. To focus on there. It's very hard to see, and it's not a very good colour. The Ogla Razik is a Predator class Kazon carrier ship commanded by First Major Razik. This type of vessel is often used as a warship by the Kazon, or is it Kazon? And though it is not very manoeuvrable at lower speeds, it is heavily armed. So be careful of that one. My son bought me that, which was rather sweet of him. I'm not sure if you can hear in the background. Other than my ticking clock, there's a tui in my back garden, which is a lovely bird with a white frill around its neck. So I thought if you could hear it, that'd be quite pretty. Now, what else has my son given me? He's given me a game in a box. And you can see it's got the original crew here. I can see Dr. McCoy and Spock and Sulu. And we also have the crew from The Next Generation. I can see Geordie LaForge, Troy, Data, Picard, Dr. Crusher, Worf, and Riker. The box has quite a nice texture to it. Almost looks like a canvas. A cooperative game for 3 to 7 crewmates by David E. Witcher. Star Trek 5-year mission. And here we can see the ship orbiting a planet. What ship is it? The Enterprise. It looks like the two Enterprises from the Next Generation and the original series. And without making too much noise, it shows you the setup on the back of the box. Let's turn it over. Your 5-year mission aboard the USS Enterprise is ready to begin. You choose the classic Star Trek Enterprise NCC 1701 or the Star Trek The Next Generation NCC 1701D. Which will it be? Alert! You and your fellow crewmates must cooperate to resolve dangerous situations that threaten to destroy your ship. If you fail, you all lose. Solving threats is the way you score points for your crew and win the game. Each crewmate has a unique ability. These abilities can help the team solve alerts. Use your skills wisely to give your crew the best chance at success. So, which is your crew? The original series or the Next Generation? Let's have a look. And straight away, I see we've got some cards with all our crew members on. Who's your favourite Star Trek character? I have difficulty choosing between McCoy and Spock. I think I like both of those characters because I really enjoy how they've interacted with one another. So we've got the two doctors, McCoy and Crusher. Hikaru Sulu, Lieutenant Commander Data, Ensign Pavel Chekhov, Lieutenant Worf, Commander William Riker, and Spock. Lieutenant Commander Montgomery Scott, Lieutenant Commander Geordie LaForge, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, and of course, James T. Kirk. And we all know that the T stands for Tiberius. And there are various cards still in their cellophane wrap. We know who that is, our favourite Ferengi friend. We have an egg timer. And quite a few dice. If there's more than one, die. Now, what have we got here? Ah, who do we recognise in this set? Captain Kirk, Spock, Bones, McCoy, and I think I spotted Scotty hiding over in the edge there. My favourite Scotty scene is from the Trouble with Tribbles, and he got into a fight when the Klingons called the Enterprise a garbage scow. He took exception and he wasn't sorry. And from the same episode, when he transferred all the Tribbles to the Klingon ship, favourite quote, where there'd be no trouble at all, where there'd be no trouble at all. Wonderful Scotty. I'm not such a huge fan of the movies. I did enjoy the movies that had Kirk in it, as well as the second generation, but the new movies, not so much. I think I have to say that Scotty is one of my favourites when it comes to quotes. I cannot do anything without the dilithium crystals, Captain. Gotta love Scotty. James Doohan played Scotty, and he had twin boys, and one of them, Chris Doohan, became Scotty in Star Trek Continues, the original series, the web series. So they all have their own quotes. We have Kirk saying, "Find me a formidable enemy." Spock, "Seems logical to me, Captain." And of course, Bones, "I'm a doctor, Jim, not an engineer." Or a bricklayer, or an elevator. Now, next we have... Okay, here's something that I ordered off Wish. So it wasn't very expensive. Now I've worn it lots and lots. And silly me, I ordered something that had white sleeves, so it's not very pretty, which is why I've got it rolled up so tight. So I'll give you a quick look. It's very preppy. It has pockets, and you know I love pockets. So it has side pockets and dome fastening, and it's pink, which happens to be my favourite colour. Rather partial to the colour pink. And the pockets, I've managed to make inside pockets because they were loose, so I stitched it to secure it, and so it has 4 pockets now. I love pockets. It's got the insignia there, so I find it very, very comfortable. I enjoy wearing that. It's very comfortable. Now, this got taken out of the packet by my children. You must think I have terribly undisciplined children. I haven't taken this off. I presume it's something you can stick in the car and it wobbles about on the spring. ship. Very wobbly. And a little bit dusty. I keep this on my dressing table, which isn't as posh as it sounds because I have quite a bit of clutter on there. I hope the original Enterprise didn't wobble quite so much. Be quite a bit of turbulence on there. Perhaps when they're going through a wormhole. Now, this is cute. My Spock ears. One of my friends bought these from me. For me. So, you just fit them over your ears, and I'm instantly a Vulcan. Live long and prosper. I don't think they match quite as well as they could, and perhaps they're a little bit elfish, but in my imagination I can pretend to be a Vulcan. They're just made out of plastic that's hollowed out. Now I have Vulcan fingers. Actually, resembles a bit of a beak. Now I'm just being silly. I think I will tuck one inside the other, and then I keep them together that way. And another friend sent me this fidget spinner, and her name is Angie, and she has 3 channels, not ASMR channels. One of them is called This Is Ryder, one of them is called What Angie Reads, and the other one is Epic Prints, because her husband does 3D printing, and they are avid Star Wars fans, like everything Star Wars. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Star Wars, and so at great sacrifice he made a fidget spinner in the shape of the Star Trek insignia. And I thought that was very sweet, because he is not a Star Trek fan. And so this is really lovely, and could also be a dangerous weapon. It's kind of sharp. So that's fun to play with. And yes, it's made out of 3D printing fibre. So it's rather special. And another little treat from Wish. think I've shown you this bracelet before in one of my jewellery show and tells. It has some little plastic beads. It's very classy plastic. It has various Star Trek insignia. It has some Klingon weapons, I think. There's a Klingon. I've forgotten what that's called. Perhaps someone could remind me. Of course, we've got the Live Long and Prosper. And I think I saw a meme somewhere. What does Spock say when he's ticked off? Live short and be poor. That's just... But I like this. Makes some nice sounds. And finally, since I don't have my data memory stick, I've got Khan bobblehead, which again I attempted to keep in its original packaging, but it was found. It does speak. It does have some holes here for the sound to come out. But it needs battery because I may or may not have played with it. It's motion sensor, and its head's kind of come a little bit wonky. But look, it looks just like him. It looks like Ricardo Montalban. It's Khan from the Wrath of Khan, and that I think is what really brought Star Trek back into popularity. I actually paid money to see that movie at the movies. It was exciting. I was so excited for it. And Khan has the most gorgeous hair, look. Not quite a mullet, but he has sideburns. Khan. Another favourite line from a movie for me. Khan. He has very nice teeth. I wonder if I could use him in a Tooth Fairy role play. I really should bring the Tooth Fairy back sometime, shouldn't I? Now, I think that might be all. Other than my medical uniform. I chose blue because I like Dr. McCoy. So I'd quite like to work with Dr. McCoy. Perhaps take the place of Nurse Chappelle. Okay, Nurse Chapel. I think pink hair would go rather well in the Star Trek franchise. I could pull that off. And there's not really a lot of blood, is there? So, I mean, everything is done kind of with like little instruments that just kind of go. I think I heard in the original series when they went looking for medical instruments, the prop team, they ended up buying salt and pepper shakers. And I think that's rather amusing. So that's all for now. Perhaps I can go shopping and buy some more one day. Not today. But I'm rather pleased with what I do have, and it's nice that my son indulges me a little bit. I did used to have a Star Trek diary. I think it was about, never mind ago. It was in the 1990s. That was rather nice. That's long gone, because, you know, it's not the 1990s anymore. I often wonder, like, I know people wonder if there's life on other planets and such. Personally, I'm not really bothered. I don't think it concerns my relationship with God whether or not there is life on other planets, and so I don't go into debating that issue. So I don't really think about it. For me, Star Trek is just a fantasy TV show and movies, and it's just something I enjoy. I like how the original show brought out so many brilliant ideas, how it broke through racial barriers, gender barriers, how it was groundbreaking in many of its ideas. And I just love that we now live in the future, and I'm amazed that so many of the things that we saw in Star Trek when I was a child that were absolutely out there, like no way, are real. Like when you hold an iPad in your hand or a cell phone. And that's fascinating that Star Trek was able to give some ideas that have come to fruition. So that fascinates me. But as for that life on other planets thing, you know, in regards to Christianity, I have decided there would be one of two scenarios, and they both seem kind of unlikely to me. Either they would have to be completely sinless so that they could approach God, or Jesus would have had to have interceded for them as well. So I don't go there. That's over my head. So I don't think about it too much. I'm just happy with the life that God has given me here. And I'm just satisfied with the beauty that I see around me here. And I think we should be good stewards of this planet and perhaps stop worrying about what's out there and start looking here and looking after what God has given us here. Well, that's all from me for now, and I hope you sleep well tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. And give me some ideas. What would you like me to do next? Let me see. I'm thinking Bible readings. A lot of people have been asking for more Bible readings, so I will certainly pray on that one and ask God what He would like me to share. Good night.